The Free State has held the `1 spot in South Africa for the past few years when it comes to matric results, despite the slight 3.3% drop from 88.4% to 85.1% last year. The Free State has 3 of the 10 top-performing districts in the country. Now, each of the 3 obtained a pass rate of over 85%. For more on the province's state of readiness, I'm joined by Howard Ndaba, the Free State Department of Education spokesperson. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. As you and I speak, Mr. Ndaba, paper 1 is done and dusted. Matriculants across the country have just concluded it. You, as a province, have secured #1 spot over several of the matric exams. Talk to us about the expectations for 2022.
Well, good morning, Paul, and good morning to Newzroom Afrika viewers. Indeed, we are excited for as the 2022 National Senior Certificate exam are commencing today. We, as a province, we have got about 40,000 full-time candidates and about 7,000 candidates who are part-time. We are expecting to perform very well. Our target for this year is 90% pass rate and 40% bachelors. We have worked hard during the year through autumn classes, winter classes, weekend classes to make sure that they will support our learners at all costs. We have also partnered with the community radio stations in the province, 7 of them, where we are broadcasting live between 3 and 5 lessons for revision that will then assist learners to really catch up on some of the work that they might have missed. You'll recall that the cohort for this year, these are the cohort who in 2010, during the COVID, they were in grade. 2 years back, they were in grade 10. So these are the learners that they really needed more support, and we have done so through the help of other stakeholders, which include the parents, the learners themselves, community leaders, faith-based organizations, and some business people to make sure that we work together to make sure that we make this province proud again.
As you aim high, 90%, all eyes are on the Free State with its track record. What are some of the challenges that have been faced with learners? You've mentioned the cohort of 2020 with COVID-19 hitting at the time, but a lot of what's been spoken to is the impact of load shedding, not only on the day-to-day studying, but the emotional and psychological element of the matriculant when faced with load shedding. Is that a concern to you?
Indeed, it is a concern, but thankfully, we are having a very innovative teachers in the province, where they are making sure that in the midst of COVID or in the midst of load shedding, they are being innovative. They've innovated some other methods of teaching during COVID-19. For example, some of them, what they will do is to make sure that when there's no load shedding, they make sure that they photocopy some material during load shedding. They will be able to teach even though there is load shedding. But also we have made sure that during the conduct of exams, all our schools have put in place some contingency measures to make sure that load shedding does not in any way adversely affect our learners. Thankfully, the subjects that are electricity dependent, which is your IT and computer application technology, have already been written, and all our learners have written, and we're hoping that during the course of the exams there will be no hindrance for our learners to write their exams. So we have made sure that all contingency measures are in place to make sure at the end of the day all our learners are able to write for these all-important exams.
So I suppose, the question around what the secret is for the Free State, learners who continue over the years to really, really aim high and perform at such stellar levels. What advice would you give to the matriculants who are preparing in terms of, psychological support and the atmosphere that they study in?
Well, the secret for the province really is to really appreciate and acknowledge the fact that education is a societal issue. As a department, as government, we cannot do it alone. As such, the role played by our teachers is very important. The role played by our parents, the role played by other stakeholders within the education fraternity is very important. So we're working together with those stakeholders to make sure that we succeed as a sector. But the message that we will want to convey to our learners is to really to congratulate them for reaching this milestone. They've worked hard. This is the 11th year. They should just remain calm, make sure that they focus. And also, we want to also send this message to the parents that during this time, or during this critical time, they should give space to these learners to make sure that they concentrate and they support them. But they must also relax and rest before they write their exam, so that during the time of writing the exam, they are not tired.
Very well. Thank you so much for that advice. Let's leave it there for now with the Free State Department of Education spokesperson Howard Ndaba speaking to some sound words of advice from a top-performing province which has held the #1 spot in South Africa for the past few years when it comes to the matric exam outcome.